Ethics and Behavior Management in Early Childhood by Veronica Vasquez. Classroom Organization and Child Guidance, ECS 315, Code of Ethics and Hot Button Behavior Management, December 2nd, 2025. Code of Ethics. I promise to teach with kindness, safety, respect, and fairness, supporting children's rights, partnering with families, and creating a positive and ethical classroom community. My code of ethics: treat every child with dignity, kindness, and respect. Keep children safe and protect the right to learn, play, rest, and be heard. Partner with families with honesty, trust, and cultural respect. Use developmentally appropriate evidence-based teaching and caregiving. Act with professionalism and integrity. Support colleagues and contribute to a positive, ethical learning community, and advocate for equality and high-quality care for all children. Preschoolers' Code of Ethics. We are kind to ourselves and others. We use gentle hands and safe bodies. We use our words to solve problems. We listen when friends and teachers are talking. We take care of our toys in our classroom. We ask for help when we need it. We include others and make sure everyone feels welcome. Hot button behavior and ethical response. So I broke this one up into 2 slides. So for my hot button behaviors, they were running inside, avoiding cleanup time, and throwing toys or materials. Feelings during the behavior: annoyed when children run inside, disrupting safety routines. Irritated when children avoid cleanup time or refuse to follow directions. Concern for children's safety and well-being when toys or materials are thrown. These emotions can affect my patience and how I respond, which may influence the child's sense of trust and the family's perspective of classroom guidance. And then for documentation, tracking times and patterns of behavior, record actions before, during, and after behaviors, and note teacher responses and peer interaction. Ethical response plan. Before, prep children for transitions, give warnings, and offer choices. During, stay calm, model safe behaviors, and validate feelings. After, reconnect, repair relationships, communicate with families respectfully. I've also included some examples for the hot buttons. So for running inside, I feel annoyed and worried about safety. I calmly stop the child, guide them back to safe areas, and remind them of classroom rules. Impact on child relationships: staying calm helps maintain trust, but repeated stopping can make the child feel restricted if not paired with explanation. And then impact on family relationship: families may feel concerned about safety incidents. Clear communication reassures them that I respond consistently and safely. And then avoiding cleanup time. Impact of feelings: I feel irritated when children avoid responsibilities. I offer choices. Do you want to pick up blocks or crayons first? I provide gentle guidance to help them participate. Impact on child's relationship would be offering choices, supports, autonomy, and cooperation, strengthening the relationship if I remain patient. Impact on family: families see that I encourage responsibility without shaming, which promotes trust and partnership. And then for throwing toys, materials, impact of feelings: how I respond: I feel concern for safety and frustration about disrupted activities. I intervene calmly, remove the object, safely explain why throwing is unsafe, and provide alternate ways to express frustration. And then impact on child: maintaining calm and offering alternatives help the child feel supported rather than punished. And then impact on family: families understand that I respond thoughtfully, reinforcing that I value the child's safety and emotional. Behavior management plan before the behavior. Building relationships: build warm, trusting connections with each child through consistent routines and positive interactions. Communicate openly with families to understand preferences, needs, and goals. Create a classroom climate where children feel safe, respected, and valued. Considering family history and culture. Learn about each family's culture, expectations around behavior, independence, and communication. Use this knowledge to adjust expectations and guidance so they feel culturally responsive. Honor family strengths and include them in planning strategies. Prevention strategies before behaviors occur. Provide clear visual expectations. Use predictable routines, advance warnings for transitions, offer choices to promote autonomy, ensure the environment is safe, engaging, and developmentally appropriate, model calm behavior and emotional expression. Behavior management plan during the behavior. During the behavior, stay calm and use gentle tone. Acknowledge feelings you seem frustrated, you really wanted to keep playing. Offer simple choices, reminders, let's walk, hands stay safe. Prioritize safety by blocking unsafe actions without shaming. Self-care strategies for myself. Take slow, grounding breaths before responding. Use internal self-talk. Stay calm, they're still learning. Ask co-teacher to support when needed. Notice my own emotions, annoyed, irritated, concerned, and choose a regulated response. How I regulate myself and support the child. Model calm behavior and steady body language. Help co-relate self-voice. Provide coping tools, breathing, sensory items, or a quiet corner. Return to the routine with patience and consistency. Behavior management plan after the behavior. Self-care after the incident. I take a moment to breathe, reset, and ground myself before re-engaging with the group. I check in with my body, tight shoulders, quick breathing, frustration, and intentionally slow down to return to a calm state. I remind myself that the child's behavior is communication, not intentional defiance. Reflecting on the incident. I review what happened, triggers, my emotional response, and the child's cues. I document patterns related to running indoors, avoiding cleanup, or throwing materials so I can adjust to environmental or routines. I reflect on whether expectations were developmentally appropriate and what the child may have been trying to express. I consider whether cultural or home factors may have influenced the behavior and adjust my approach if needed. And then resources and support. I seek feedback from mentors, supervisors, and colleagues to gain new perspectives. I use program materials or course readings to strengthen my strategies and stay aligned with anti-bias, trauma-informed, and relationship-based practice. I communicate with the family when appropriate to better understand the child's needs. Alignment with ethics and child's rights. How my behavior management plan aligns with ethics and rights. Respect children's dignity and voice. I listen to children's cues and perspectives during challenging moments, honoring the right to be heard. Prioritizing safety and emotional well-being. Supportive, calm responses protect children's physical and emotional safety, central to ethical developmental appropriate practice. Values family culture and context. I collaborate with families and adapt strategies to honor cultural values and histories. Promotes freedom, expression, and self-regulation. I teach problem-solving, emotional expression, and coping skills, aligning with children's rights to learn and grow without shame. Upholds fairness and anti-bias principles. My plan avoids punitive, exclusionary tactics and instead uses supportive guidance grounded in respect and inclusion. Reflection. How my outlook on behaviors has changed. I now see challenging behaviors as a form of communication rather than intentional misbehavior. Instead of reacting with irritation or frustration, I look for underlying needs, developmental factors, or emotional triggers. This approach helps me respond with more empathy, patience, and problem-solving strategies. How my view of the caregiver role has changed. I understand that caregivers are more than rule enforcers, they are co-regulators, relationship builders, and advocates for children's rights. Our role includes modeling calm, respectful behavior, supporting children's self-expression, and maintaining ethical, responsive care that considers each child's developmental and cultural context. Letter to myself and fellow teachers. Dear fellow teachers, working with children labeled as troublemakers has taught me to look beyond the behavior and see the child's perspective. Challenging behaviors often reflect unmet needs, frustration, or developmental exploration, not defiance. Guiding principles. Respond with empathy, patience, and curiosity rather than immediate correction or punishment. Maintain consistent routines and clear expectations to provide a predictable environment. Build strong, trusting relationships with children and families. Respect children's rights, autonomy, and cultural backgrounds. Train strategies for managing challenging behaviors. Observe and document triggers and patterns before intervening. Model calm, safe behaviors and offer alternatives for expression. Collaborate with families to ensure culturally responsive guidance continually between home and school. Reflect on my own reactions, practicing self-regulation to stay composed and supportive. Sincerely, Veronica. References. These are the references I use throughout my slides. Impact of feelings and response on child-family relationships. Anti-bias education for young children and ourselves. Commitment to Head Start, Early Head Start Code of Ethics. Early childhood teachers' well-being, what we know and why we should care. Code of Ethical Conduct and Statement of Commitment. Support the educators who support children and families. The Power of Documentation in Young Children. Troublemakers, Lessons in Freedom from Young Children at School. Documented Children's Behavior. Position paper on infant rights, values, and ethical standards. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Neat.